Now you don't necessarily have to take this off, but it does make it much easier to get back there. If you loosen up this clamp right here with an 8mm or a flathead screwdriver, and then over on the other side you'll have a 10mm headed bolt. Start loosening those up, get the bolt out of there, we'll get this right out of the way. Now with that out of the way, we can continue on to removing our ignition control module. Obviously first you want to go ahead and disconnect the wiring from it. Just go ahead and pull on the tab and then draw that right off. I always like to take a peek at all my electrical wiring just to make sure that there's no funny colors. If there is, it needs to be dealt with. Let's go ahead and set that aside, assuming it looks good. Now you're going to notice that there's one mounting bolt down in the lower aspect of this. Make sure you don't lose that mounting screw. Now let's grab our control module, take it right off of here. I like to remove this as well so I can clearly clean and inspect it. Now over on the bench, what we want to pay attention to is this area right along here. These are going to be cooling fins, and they're very important to make sure that they're clean as possible. Go ahead and take a nice brush like this and clean up those fins so they're clean and free of any debris. Aside from that, go ahead and clean up this other mounting area here. We want that to be as clean as possible, and of course the backside. Now the next thing we need to do is take our control module on the backside here. Now we're going to put on a little bit of thermal paste right along the backside, just a thin amount, and go ahead and spread that out nice and thin. Essentially what this is going to do is it's going to help with heat dissipation, and of course it's going to help keep corrosion from building up under there. Go ahead and make a nice thin coat on there. We'll set this down. Now on the back side of this, I'm going to continue on by doing the same thing, and this is going to go in between the bracket and this area here. Now back over at the truck, we need to make sure that we clean down this base plate here where the whole unit's going to go onto. Go ahead and use a wire brush and a little rag and get off any of the debris. All right, now let's go ahead and get this onto the truck. And go ahead and start in that lower bolt by hand. We'll continue on by snugging it up. All right, I've got that started in by hand. Now let's go ahead and snug it up. Okay, so that just bottomed out right there. Just gonna go a teeny bit more. I want to be very careful not to crack or break any of this. Now let's just make sure that it's secured. That's perfect. Continue on by connecting in your wiring harness. There we are. Make sure it's completely secured as well. Just going to go ahead and slide this right on here. Line it up so the mounting bolt's here. Go ahead and start that in. We're going to move along to snugging this up, and then of course we'll snug up that as well.